Hey everyone, Kelly Tilton, Star Director for the Moneymakers Group with Scentsy, and I wanted to touch base with you guys and give you some information about goal setting and dream and vision boards for your business for the new year. So the first thing that you want to do is actually I'm going to focus on three types of boards: dream boards, vision boards, and mind mapping. So dream boards are generally on like a poster board, and they're filled with images of who you want to be or what you envision your future, and it include anything that you want on there. Places you want to live, a type of house you might want, paying off debts, a vacation, places you want to go. It can have motivational sayings on there, lots of different things on there for you to do and have. It should be designed to serve as your image for the future. That's why you're going to be cutting out lots of different pictures and things that speak to you. Vision boards are similar to dream boards, except they pretty much only have motivational and inspirational quotes for you. And the purpose is to bring everything into life for you. It should focus on how you want to feel, not just things. And you just want to find and print off or create any types of sayings that really speak to you and how you want your future to be and what you see happening specifically with your business, but it can also be within your life as well. Mind mapping is an easy way to think of it is like brainstorming your thoughts and ideas. So if you think about when we were younger and in school, our teachers would have us work with a group, and then we would throw out ideas onto like a piece of paper of how we want to do like a project that we're working on. A great one would be to envision having the topic goals in the middle of your screen, or your poster board or whatever. And then from there, draw branches on what it is that the type of goals that you want. So this is going to be more of thoughts and ideas that jump into your head that you're going to write down onto a piece of paper for you to keep it up. After you have done those branches, then you want to get a little bit more specific on how to create those goals, how to make them happen, what it is that you're going to do. So, like I said, you're gonna have the main idea or the subject in the middle is a centralized image, and then the main themes will radiate from there, like as branches, and then the branches comprise a key image or word in there, and you want to have smaller topics that are more twigs from your branches, basically. So it's going to look kind of like a tree with little branches and leaves and stuff coming off of it. There's great examples online. If you search mind mapping, you'll see lots of different images and things for that for you. Tools that you'll need to create your vision board and dream boards and your mind maps. You're going to need a poster board, magazines, newspapers, images from online, glue or tape, scissors, markers, pens, and then some fun items just to throw on there to make it more you and personalized, like glitter, stickers, anything that just speaks to you like that. You can do this electronically through PowerPoint, Word, or Pinterest, and just pick which style or styles you want for your board and create it. This is all for you. This is your future, your envisioning, your dreams, whatever it is, stick it on there, and there's no wrong way to do these boards. Then you want to go ahead and put it all together. While you're thinking about your dreams, keep thinking about dreams and goals that you want, find images that support those goals, put them on the board, and then the biggest key thing to remember is to hang it somewhere where you can see it every single day. So you're going to have that visualization, because having that is the most powerful tool that you can have, because you'll see it every day, be reminded what it is that you're supposed to be doing, and go from there. Now, as it pertains to our Scentsy businesses, your Scentsy Dream Board will be filled with things you want to achieve or you envision happening with your business. It can be personal, family, or business items on there. And keep in mind, everybody's journey in the Scentsy world is their own personal journey. So once again, there is no wrong way to make your Scentsy Dream Board. Um, items that you might want to think about to include on there, awards you might want to achieve, vacations, titles, items needed for your family, maybe the amount of pay you want to earn, personal things you might want, and so on and so forth. And then make your board work for you. Once you create your board, hang it up and pick an item on it to work towards. And just start with one thing. You're going to want to create a SMART goal or action plan. And I can go a little bit more in depth on that on a later training, but you can search online what a SMART goal is. Basically, it's specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. And in our Scentsy workstations, we have the action plan worksheet that is really, really good to help you really dive deep into the steps that you're going to need to take to reach that goal. And then once you have your goal and the plan is set, start working towards it. Don't stop working towards it. So you want to keep a couple things in mind as well as you're working towards your goal. Like I said, pick one goal at a time and then decide and determine the baby steps to get to that big ultimate goal. Be flexible, make changes along the way so you can reach the goal, and identify your obstacles. What trials will you get in your way or try to stop you from reaching that goal? Identify tasks you need to do to reach your goal, and how will you celebrate? And that is a really, really big thing to also remember. No matter how big or how small the goal is, you want to remember to celebrate every small win, every victory, because you'll get discouraged along the way if you aren't celebrating yourself. So if it was simply you're trying to have a goal of making monthly sales, which is 2,000 PRV for your Scentsy business, then when you book that party, celebrate booking that party. Go give somebody in your family a high five and tell them what you did. Treat yourself to a piece of candy or something. Whatever it is that you wanted to do to celebrate those, go and do that. When you achieve those great big goals, go out strong and big and celebrate those bigger steps that you did. I wanted to kind of tell you guys a couple things about myself and how I have celebrated my victories and wins. A pretty big victory that I've had recently, well, it was several years ago, was earning my very, very first incentive trip. It was back in 2012, so lots of years ago. But it was a Costa Rica incentive trip, and my husband and I were so excited to do that. And as we were looking at things to do down there, I knew exactly how I wanted to celebrate, and that was going surfing. And we did that. We booked our own excursion. We spent the day in Tamarindo, and we had a blast down there and doing something that was for us. It was just the two of us, and this photographer came out and took pictures of us while we were surfing, which was absolutely cool and totally awesome. We did not have that planned. He did it on his own for us, and that was just a really, really cool way to celebrate doing that. And that trip was not an easy trip to earn for me. Like I said, it was my very first incentive trip ever earned, and I had to work every single day to do that, and I changed my plan as each month came all around, seeing where I was at, what I needed to do to get there. And that being that flexible was why I earned that goal and incentive trip. So never, ever, ever give up. Another one, you can plan things for months and have things going great, and then all of a sudden it all kind of blows up in your face, and you're kind of like, okay, now what do I do? So I've had lots of times where this has happened to me, where I was going great, trekking up that mountain, doing what I needed to do, and then I basically fell down. So a great story for you guys would be in 2019, 2019, yes. I was planning a family trip. We were going to go to all of these different national parks that we wanted to see. We had this great 3-week long trip planned out, and it took months to book everything and do everything. And we finally got to our first spot, which was Bryce Canyon, and we were on a horseback excursion, and we were having an absolute blast. It was my youngest daughter's 10th birthday, and the sights were incredible, and we were just having so much fun. And then the tour guide said, you know, we have 2 miles left. It's straight up the mountainside here. We're almost done. How's everybody doing? And we were all like, we're doing great. We're having an absolute blast. And then something horrible happened. My horse bucked me off. Basically, it got stung by a bee and it got scared. And since I was sitting on it, I got bucked off and I was injured from it. I was sitting there waiting to try and figure out what had happened. Was I going to be okay? And I had to be rescued. The park rangers had to come and carry me up and out of that canyon. And I remember just sitting in the ambulance as we were heading to the emergency room thinking, oh my gosh, what the heck is going to happen now? We just started our trip and I can't complete our trip. What are we going to do? Luckily, after some x-rays and things, my hip bone was basically badly bruised. So it was hard for me to walk and my hand was injured, had lots of cuts and scrapes and it was all bandaged up and everything. So we were like sitting in our campsite trying to figure out what to do. And we could have easily given up and turned around to go home. But we decided not to. And while we did cancel the rest of our trip, but we started heading back to a place where I could rest for a couple of days. And then we saw the sign that we needed, and it was a sign for Yellowstone National Park. So after I rested and got stronger, we decided to go on this amazing trip. And we ended up taking a huge detour from our one original trip. But because we didn't give up and we just simply changed our path and our plans, we actually had even more fun on that alternate trip and alternate route than we originally had started out. So don't be afraid to change your path if it's not going the way that it's supposed to be going. That's the whole thing about your journey and reaching things and doing things. I want to share some pictures with you guys here. Let me pull them up. Hopefully it'll show you guys. So this is me surfing in Costa Rica and celebrating my awesome victory of reaching that goal. And this is me at the start of our plans for our horseback excursion. And then this is me being rescued by my rescuers and me at the end after the long journey of getting back to the emergency room and everything like that. Along that path, we stopped at Craters of the Moon and we hiked up this volcano basically. And this first volcano off to the left is actually a fault summit. So we were all excited. We're like, oh, we could totally do that and climb that. And then we got up to the top and realized that we still had another large trek to go to. And at this time, I was walking on a cane and trying to walk up this mountain. And my father-in-law and I were not going to give up. And we made it to the top. And it took us a long time to get there. And that's something else that you guys need to remember as well. It doesn't matter how long it takes you in your journey to get somewhere. You just have to keep going. There's going to be, you know, the story of the tortoise and the hare. There's going to be tons of hares screaming past you. It's okay if you're the tortoise. As long as you just get to that finish line and you make it to the top, that's all that really, really matters along in your journey and reaching your goals. And since we did an alternate route, this is our family with our new vacation pictures. And we hit Yellowstone and the Grand Tetons, and we just had an absolute blast and made so many fun memories from that trip. And I encourage each and every one of you to also have fun with your journeys and do what makes you happy. And find your pathways and go make them happen. Let me show you my dream board real fast before I end. So this is my Scentsy dream board. And I created this a few years ago, and every year I look at it to see if it's something that I want to change or update. And usually I don't, because all of these still pertain to me today. Um, there are some that I have completed, and one specifically was this one here. And I put a check mark on it to remind myself that, yes, this is my dream board, and I'm working towards all of these things, but I have completed some of it. And if I didn't have that check mark on there, it wouldn't remind me that I am accomplishing things. Even if I'm not seeing it in the everyday aspects, I'm still completing the tasks that I've set forth for myself. And you need to do the same thing as well. So create your dream board, your vision board, your mind map. Use it to create your action plan and your SMART goals. And together, that is how you're going to reach the items that you are trying to complete. You guys have a great day. I will talk with you later.